Brothers Super Smash Brothers. We love the series, don't we? It's probably one of the best series ever made. Sakurai is probably one of the best game directors ever made. And while he's making Kirby Air Riders, I'm going to ride on into some Smash rankings. But I'm not going to talk about the competitive scene because everything that has been said already has. And Lord knows I can't add to it unless it's grabbing my brother using Marth in Melee because it's just kind of funny. But what I do have something to say is about the victory screens. I think a lot of those can be quite interesting. They can use that as a nice reference to their source material. The music can also harken back to certain moments too. But how do they all stack up? Let's find out the best way we know how with 2 different tier lists. I've got one for the victory screens themselves and one for the jingles that accompany them. With Smash 64, a lot of the rankings might be quite similar in terms of screens and jingles. When we talk about the later games, believe me, I have choice things to say, especially if you're Yoshi's victory theme in Ultima. I have a lot to say about you, but we'll get there in due time. So let's start from the very beginning with the main man himself,
Super Mario in real life.
We're ranking meat and no meat separately. We'll get there when we get there, okay? Shut up. Just a simple punch and here we go. I love how oversized his fucking fist is in this game. Bro, there's something about those 64 era renders that are like insane. Do you know what I mean? I love this. That's new. I don't think we've seen that one. He hops thrice. Yeah, that's different. He's got his punch up one. He's got his punch the screen one. And instead of the one where he like shows his fire, he just jumps 3 times. Yay! And then he just stares at you. That's kind of funny. A yippee looking ass. They probably couldn't get the fire to work. It's quite funny. And then the last one there. He doesn't do the here we go. Oh no! So wait, he does the here we go for the first one. Hang on. They forgot the here we go for the other one. He does it in Melee, but not in this one, I guess. But either way, that triple jump one is just kind of funny. I'm not gonna lie. If there's one thing I love about Mario in Melee and 64 by extension, it's the fact that he has a lot of joy and whimsy in his life again. You've seen like post-brawl Melee. He's like all serious. He doesn't even do his here we go, wahoo. He goes, whoa. He's like super serious. So there's something about seeing whimsical Mario again that's just quite nostalgic to me. And with all these like N64 looking ass models, I'm a big fan. Back when Mario was a predator. Exactly. You know what? I'm gonna start off with a B. I might raise or lower this depending, but I'll start off on a B. As for the music though, I actually really like the victory theme. A sound clip that plays when Mario Luigi grabbed the goalpo in the original Super Mario Bros. Now, one thing I like about this rendition that's different compared to every other rendition, if you notice it, you notice that it ends on a lower note. So if I hear the Melee one, for example, now, the lower note is actually in reference to the fact that when you beat the level in the original Super Mario Bros., but the score ticker is still going, because there's like a sound overlap, the note actually gets lower. So I love that they referenced that in the original victory theme, and it's honestly maybe a bit of a shame they didn't continue to reference that in later one. And for that little Easter egg, I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna put this up here. I really love that small little attention to detail, and I really do think it's a shame that they didn't reference that in later ones.
Oh, these are pretty cool bananas.
DK Donkey Kong. I love the serious look on his face. I think it's obviously similar to the one he has in later ones, just beating his chest. But I think ultimately it's like a serious pose at the end of it, I think. But this one is just like, he's holding it up. I love that you can see what they were going for with like, because obviously I think these two are similar to the ones in later games. You can see what they were going for, but obviously it's not really done as well as it could, you know what I mean? So obviously this is the one where he flips and then poses, but I don't think there's a flip in this one, is there? He just jumps and does a... God, it's actually, I'm getting nostalgic looking back at these. I'm not even nostalgic for the N64. I had a PlayStation 1. How do you square that one away, eh? Oh, the triple one. Classic triple one. I think that one works best in its original context. The other two are a bit scuffed, of course, accounting for 64 chicanery. It's funny how the animation just, yeah, exactly, it's stuff. There's no like looping like there is in later games. It's actually really interesting to see like the origins of a lot of these, you know what I mean? I think they're relatively harmless. It's a shame that there's no ones that are unique to 64. I suppose they were so iconic they kept them for the later ones. This is obviously the best one because it's a DKC1 reference when he beats a bonus game. Quite simple, quite charming. I love the fact that he's just got such a straight face in all of these. I think that's what's kind of winning me over here. I'll put Donkey Kong in B as well. You know, I'll give Donkey Kong a B. I think it's solid enough. Nothing, it's got that old janky charm that I quite enjoy. As for his jingle though, let's have a listen to his jingle, shall we? I quite like the fact that it sounds like it comes straight from the Super Nintendo, if that makes sense. Like with the later ones, it's obviously been like kind of modernized. One of the things I like is that when the victory screen references some sort of like triumphant moment in the source materials game itself. And I think in Donkey Kong's one is pretty obvious, right? It's when you beat a bonus game. Mario's one is when you reach the flagpole. So I think contextually it works. And I think as a jingle in Smash, it also just sounds really good. Not gonna go in S though. I think, well, it's higher than Mario, I'll say. So I really like Donkey Kong's one. I think it works fantastically. Can I get a so retro? It's so retro, isn't it, gamers? So retro.
When I'm crouching, you can make me do the duck walk.
Oh, we got Link's ones, eh? Ocarina of Time ass. Look at those polygons. Holy, I love the way that Link looks in this game. I love him. I love the determined look on his face as well. I think the lack of idle animations kind of works in Link's favor in this one, more so than does Donkey Kong's one. Oh, I like the pose. I think he does I think they do this in later Smash games where he like sheaves his sword back, but this one he does a crouch as well. I really like the animation on that crouch. It's quite smooth, isn't it? I quite like that. The over the shoulder pose. I don't know, there's something about Link's one in this game, especially with the sword sound effects, that I absolutely just adore. I love this. This was so smooth for an N64 game. It really shows off all his swagger. I think the lack of idle animations really works in this game's favor as well. I think Chef Sakurai definitely cooked with this one. I especially love the extra duck they gave in this one. I mean, they did it to later ones. There's something about that animation that really is quite swaggerous, you know what I mean? As for the, the victory theme itself, so this is a reference to the overworld theme. I quite like this one. This one sounds good. I think the sound chip also does this one quite justice. Again, I think that this one could have used a better source material, if that makes sense. Because like I said, I like the fact that the Donkey Kong one is a victory theme. The Mario one's a victory theme. But this one's kind of like an overworld theme. So it's kind of a bit, especially when in the later renditions, they use a different melody, which is the sound of getting a Triforce from the original game. So I think this one is kind of like reference-wise, contextually, a little lacking. But I think if you were going to reference something other than the Triforce get theme that the later ones do, I think referencing the Overworld, the iconic Overworld theme, can't necessarily go wrong with. I like the flourish at the end as well. That drum hit at the end really puts it together for me, so I quite like this. Although I kind of like the later ones, the later rendition a bit more, if you ask me. Overall, I quite like it. I'll still put it in solids. I'll put it in solids.
Where the fuck is my baby? You bastard!
Samus. Oh shit! The triple shot to the sky. Samus, you might hear a bird up there. They recommend you don't shoot in the sky. You might hear a bird. Good lord. I don't think they kept that one in later ones. They're crowd control. I think that's a character select pose, a simple pose, that one. Now she's gonna shoot you. No, she's gonna shoot you now. She shot the sky. You're coming next. 10 piece. Hey, Samus, relax. Hey, yo, leave me alone, Samus. I love women, okay? I love women.
When it came to referencing Metroid source material or like characterizing Samus as a whole, I could definitely see how Sakurai had a tough time here. Because in the games up until this point, they haven't really done much to showcase Samus's personality or, you know, give her some more character-filled moments. Aside from the fact that she's a girl, what the fuck? With Samus, she's kind of just like, I don't know, maybe Samus would shoot the sky 3 times, I guess? And maybe Samus would do this weird salute thing while activating her thrusters? Yeah, even the Sakura of the modern day has a bit of difficulty figuring out what to do with Samus. If anything, Metroid Dread has proven that Samus can still maintain her stoic demeanor while having a bit more swagger in her step. So I'm much less likely to give Sakurai a pass for it the next time around, if he's still going for it, that madman. So while I'll be a bit forgiving for the uphill task of characterizing Samus back then, shooting 3 birds out of the sky is surely against some sort of convention, and I think my tiering is going to reflect exactly that. I would say that passes the test. I think it's the weakest of the lot so far, but it's solid. I'm not hating my time here. It's at least funny to get a gun pointed straight at you. As for the victory theme itself, I like it. I don't say I hate it, but I don't like it. Of course, it's a reference to the power-up gets theme from the Metroid games. So, in terms of the context of what the theme is supposed to represent, obviously it works perfectly, more so than Link's one. But I would say I think the later ones do this one a bit better. I don't think the sound chip really wins it over for me. You don't understand? Put this in C. Again, I think the later ones just do this theme a lot more justice, and it doesn't hit my ears the same way these ones would. I'd say I'd put it in C. No strong feelings. I don't hate it, but I also don't like it. As much as I love my girl Samus, I think they didn't really represent her as well in this game as they probably could have. But either way, I'm glad she's one of the original 12. That means she's never leaving us. We love Metroid, Charlie. We love Metroid. Bro, Yoshi looks so fucking ugly in this game. Yoshi in like this game and 64.
Mario, is that really you?
Minus spelling mistake, you lose!
Especially when, like, obviously, you know, when they're doing the punching animations, they want to, like, give it the animation a bit more flair, so they, like, stretch his model. But, like, I don't think it just works that well for Yoshi. Does that make sense? Elonged Yoshi, so I don't know. The Akuma pose? It's an S tier pose, it really is. I think this is one that doesn't really, because obviously this is the one where like he puts his hands together, spins, and then pieces. But without any fingers, this one just doesn't work. You're just kind of like, oh, did I do it? He's hitting you with the Urkel, isn't he? Which I suppose is funny in its own right, but seeing the ugliest Yoshi render do the Akuma pose is really charming. There's something quite charming about that. It doesn't work nearly as well as it does in later games, but I'm not gonna lie, guys. Link's one is up here because I really think this is solid. This is one up here. It's like so fun. It's just too funny. If I won a game as Yoshi, I'm laughing. I'm either laughing at how cool this pose is, or I'm laughing at how ugly it looks. So I'm leaving it out there. What about his theme though? Is his theme any good? They could never make me hate any rendition of this theme. And I think this is one example where the 64 sound chip does this one absolute justice. I love that strum at the end as well. The bells you can hear. Gamers, I might be a bit biased because Yoshi's my main, and while I don't like every rendition of this theme, as you'll hear later on, I love this theme so much. Less so the Yoshi model.
1, 2, a hotmail. Kobi is a paying guy.
Kobi! Oh, he only has 2. Oh, shit, he only has 2. Hang on, is that right? He only has 2. Oh, is that going to mark him? He only has 2. Which is such a shame, because one thing I love about Kirby's ones, and I think they kind of, in most Smash games, they don't always do this, but it's nice to see that they did this in Smash 64. Like, the very last note matches when Kirby, like, puts his hand up. You see it? It, like, syncs up so perfectly. Again, they don't do this in every game, so I have to give it props for this one, you know? So I'm a big fan, you know? I think Kirby's are weaker because they're variations of the same thing. I would say, I can understand you thinking that, but one thing I really love about Kirby's is that it's just a straight up direct reference to its source material. Maybe you can fault it for being too easy a reference, you know, like the other ones can use, like, you got 3 screens, maybe you could have used like one as the dance, one is like maybe Kirby cooking or something, maybe one is Kirby riding the warp star. Maybe they could have been a bit more, and I definitely see that, but I just think the Kirby dance just works so well for like Kirby that I can't fault it for that, I'll be honest. I think it's a fair criticism, so I won't put it in... I'll put it in top of B. I'll put it in top of B. I like it. I like Kirby's ones a lot. One thing I like even more than Kirby's victory screen, though, is... One thing I like about this rendition is that it kind of keeps the same tempo. The same can't be said for one version in particular that we'll get to later. But this one keeps the same tempo, it keeps the same energy, and I think it really, really works well for what it's trying to go for. And I think the sound chip is working wonders yet again. So the Kirby's one, I think it's another S tier, honestly. Like, it just sounds brilliant. It really, really does, and I like it. Simple, effective, maybe a bit too simple. I can see it, but I absolutely love it. And I think is this maybe my favorite rendition of this theme? Maybe we'll see later.
Come against me.
Mr. Fox McCloud.
This is winning this. Fox.
And this one, he's just kind of like sitting there, like looking off to the side. I think in the Melee one again, he says mission complete. He has a cool pose, but they didn't quite get that right. This one, he just stands up. He's ready to fight. Ooh. In this one, he keeps his gun to his side. I think in like the Smash, he points it straight at the camera. So it's like he points it around and is like, "Hey, listen, oh, look at that stare. Look at that fucking stare, bro. Shit." The iconic one. I like that one the most, I'll be honest. The folding arms, look off to the side, his tail swipes up as well. I'm glad this one was also in Smash 64 as well. Strange, like this one is just strange. This one's definitely the strangest of the bunch and doesn't quite work as well. I find it quite charming. There's just a lot of charm in the N64, isn't there? I do think a lot of them kind of go on to the same thing. It's just him pointing a gun or sheathing a gun. So maybe two of them kind of step on each other's toes a bit. But overall, I think it does a good job. I think it gives you a good job of who Fox is and what he's capable of and the aura he has. Look at him, he's staring off into the distance. Look at that. What about this victory theme though? Victory theme, where are you? The victory theme is based off the main theme, more specifically the title screen theme. It shares similarities with the music that would play. They were playing the game when Fox has completed a level. That track was also based on this main theme. So it's another victory theme, you know what I mean? So it kind of works with that. I think this is another example of I just like the other ones a bit more and this one doesn't quite work. I think it definitely fits Fox. I don't know if it, like, theming wise it fits him too well. I don't know if there was another theme they could have used that would have fit better compared to this one. I don't know, because I don't really play much Star Fox. In fact, I don't think I've ever played Star Fox. I like to make fun of the Star Fox endings, but I think the other ones have a better ending. Like if you look at the Melee one, for example, I think it just ends a lot more satisfyingly than this one does. It's the ending notes, you know? I don't think it does a good job of like ending on a high note or ending on like a complete finish, should I say. So as far as it gets the job done, I'll put you there, Fox. I'll put you there. You did an all right job, fella. But it's a little weaker than its later counterpart, so I'm gonna rank it a little low because of that.
Pikachu, why? Just look at all the tissues!
This game's winner is Pikachu.
Look how fat he is.
Bruh.
He's more yellow than he is face.
This game's winner is Pikachu.
Just sleep. He's adorable. In all fairness, I've never liked the sleeping victory pose he does. I think it's quite boring. He does look very adorable in this version. It's because he's fat, isn't it? It's because he's fat, that's why. Falling for the fat gene, aren't I?
This game's winner is Pikachu.
I think in the later ones, he like smiles as well. He's just keeping his same face from before. I think the lack of facial expressions definitely doesn't help this one that much, but I like the sleeping one. I definitely like the sleeping rendition in this one because of fat Pikachu. I definitely like that one a bit more. A Bigachu? Hell yeah. He's just colon-3ing all the time, isn't he? He has no other expression except the colon-3. So why is he X-shit? I don't fucking know. The sleeping one definitely charms me. And this one, I think, lacks a bit of facial expression that the later ones put to good use. But overall, again, it's another solid one. I think they did a good job with this one. I'll put it here. I think I like Donkey Kong's a bit more, but I'll put it here. The music, though, I don't know about the theme. The music? This is one of those ones where they use the title theme. They used an excerpt from the title theme, which I thought was a bit of a weird choice. As a Pokemon fan, a bit of a weird choice to use it, like especially since every Pokemon game has a victory theme you could have taken from. You could have remixed the victory theme in those games. You could have remixed maybe an excerpt from the battle theme. It's one of those ones where it's kind of like it's a safe pick just going for the title one, and it doesn't even sound that good neither, if you ask me. I don't think it's ever I don't think in any rendition, spoilers I suppose, but I don't think it's just ever sounded that good. There's so many victory jingles you could have pulled from. If anything, one of my favorite things I'd like to see is that like every gen had their own victory theme that was related to that gen. You maybe could have done that, but in this one, I don't know, it's just a bit weak. I think this one's just weak overall, and I don't think the Smash 64 sound font does it justice for me. So awkward.
Mario, wherever you are! This game's winner is...
What the he waves at the... Hey, yo! Hang on, I don't think this one's ever made it to another game. I think this is literally exclusive to fucking Smash 64. What the fuck? Hey, that's the, you can't just mean. What the hell is that? I've never seen this one before. Oh, that's what a shithouse. Oh, that's the classic one. I've always thought it was so like weird how like he's like the whole idea they finally fixed this in Ultimate, but the whole idea is he's supposed to be swatting, and then he gets tired and goes, oh, give me a second. Again, in Brawl that's what he's supposed to be, but in this one he swats, he takes a breath and he goes, what hey, yo, chill out. Again, I'm glad they fixed it in Ultimate, but in this one it doesn't quite work as well for me.
Pelvic thrust!
What the fuck is that? He just does a pelvic thrust? Okay, that's... How have I never seen these? It is so beyond stupid. I have to. It's fucking Esther. It's Esther. There's even someone named Isaiah in the chat is giving it a certified Isaiah moment. Yeah, it's the I think it's probably going to be the only Esther. I'll be honest with you. As for the victory theme is the same as the Smash one. So. And I'll just put the duplicates down here, so I don't have to rank the music for this one. These auras through the roof. There's a nut. Why did they remove it? I like the bean duck pose thing he does in later games. I think that was charming, but they could have had pelvic thrust, bang bang, and the one where he swipes. That would have been a perfect trio. That would have been a perfect trio of victory poses. Unreal.
Okay.
Let's get to Earthbound with Ness.
This game's winner is...
It's a classic one. Again, I don't think the facial expressions are helping him on this one. I think the version in Ultimate, he like swings it once and then he kind of like strikes the... I don't really like it in Ultimate because he's smiling. You know, the facial expressions really worked in the Ultimate one. And this one, again, he's just kind of...
This game's winner is...
Oh, he does smile! Oh, that's adorable! I like it!
This game's winner is...
Where's the smile for the other one then? Oh, come on. I like this one. I've always liked this one. I've always liked the one where you just kind of... And I think it worked, because in Melee, I don't think this celebration worked that well, because, like, there is no, like, the people aren't clapping behind him. Do you know what I mean? But this one, like, you can see, like, it works, because, like, there's people behind him clapping. He's like, what the heck? Me? And he's like... I don't know if I'll put it... It's another S. I'll put it in top A. It's cute. It's adorable. I don't think I've ever had more sympathy for Ness than I've had it in this game. I'll be honest with you. It's such a happy smile, and it fills me with joy. It certainly does. What about the theme? No, the theme. Ness is the best victory theme. You think so? Ooh, okay. In Earthbound, a major objective for Ness is to complete the 8 melodies. This victory comes from the final 4 melodies of the 8. So it's like a victory theme. So I think it works contextually for Ness's game. How does it sound though? I definitely like this version better than Melee's one. I think Melee's one's fine, but I think it works. I think the 64 sound font is doing its justice here, you know? I think it ends on like a nice note compared to like the 64 one. I think it works. It works as magic. It works as 64 magic. So I'll put this one as Bliss. I like this one. I love Earthbound. I might have to keep... I played a bit of it and I enjoyed it. I just didn't keep playing it. I got to like the first... I think I finished on it and I just didn't keep playing it. I need to get back to... I need to go to Tucson. I really need to go back to Tucson.
Show me your moves.
This game's winner is...
That's the iconic one we all know.
This game's winner is...
I think this one kind of reminds me of Ganondorf's one. You know the Ganondorf one where he does that? It kind of reminds me of that.
This game's winner is...
In this one, like, he has his arms out. So, like, in the melee onwards, in the melee one, he kept his arms close to his chest. This is like, yeah! He doesn't have the same, like, the sound effect isn't nearly as cool as Melee's one, though.
This game's winner is...
Like, he goes, yeah! But, like, that's kind of... Well, I'll say, though, I like it, though. It's definitely good. I like the, what's it? You can see him smiling here, and then when he does the kick, he adopts a more serious expression. I quite like that. Again, when they can use facial expressions, it works quite well. How does that work? A60 as Sakurai? I quite like them. I think they're good. I think the later ones are better, definitely. But I think in this game, I think he's definitely one of the better ones, I would say. The smile seeing his chin lines. Oh, is it? Oh, shit. Well, I guess it could have fooled me then, eh? I'll put you here. I'll put you in B as well. If this one had a bit more sound to it, I could have maybe given it a bit more, but I'll leave it in B. I think B. Solid. The victory theme, though, guys, I'll be real with you. I'll be real, though. This is probably the 64 sound font at its worst. I'll be so for real with you guys. Like, are you telling me you're comparing this one to this? Yes, this is, nah, I'm okay, thank you. I'm okay, thank you. This one was not translated lovingly well with the 64 sound font. I do not like this theme at all. Compared to the other two, too much crunch, not enough guitar, not enough flourish. I'm okay, thank you. It's easily the worst of the lot by a noticeable margin. I'll be real with you, by a noticeable margin.
Oh, bubblegum on the stage.
The final one of the original 12.
This game's winner is...
Jigglypuff actually jiggles. Oh my god.
This game's winner is...
Just doing a little bit of a... I quite like that. Why didn't they keep that one? That's adorable. I quite like it. Just a little bit of vibe before you stare into my soul. That's the one where you rest, wake up. I think this one doesn't really work as well in this one compared to the other ones because, like, I think in the later games, like, wakes up, falls asleep, and wakes up, and I think that works well as an idle animation. But this one, it just falls asleep and just wakes up. So I think this one doesn't really work well. But I really like the one where it just vibes. The vibing one, the jiggling one. I think the lack of idle animations. Literally, every single one of them ends with Jigglypuff staring at you right in the face. And of course, I know there's not much you can do with a puffball, but, like, yeah, I think this one just doesn't work because, like, there's no idle animations, the facial expressions are off. So yeah, I think this one's definitely a victim of Smash 64, really. A lot of the endings are a bit lame. No facial expressions, idle. Yeah, it's just not got that sauce that the later ones might have. So, and I don't think we have to rank the music neither since it's a duplicate. So there we have it, gamers. There it is. All victory poses in Smash 64 and the OST ranks. It's actually very, very interesting seeing, like, some of the later victory poses that have, like, stood the test of time that originated from this game. I actually really liked it. It's so cool to see. And some of the ones that didn't make the cut, I think it was an interesting blast of the past. I think Luigi's definitely the best of the lot by a noticeable margin. But these ones are pretty good too, and a lot of them were just kind of solid. As for the music, I think the music was a little more all over the place. I think we had the whole spectrum covered in terms of music. But I think Yoshi's and Kobi's are definitely the standout, with these ones also doing their part too. So overall, I had a lot of fun with this one. But next time, chat, we'll do Melee. I have a bit more to say about Melee since it's my childhood.
Plenty of childhood memories about Melee, but we'll save that for another video. Eh? Thank you so much for making it to the end of this video. If I look shattered, I am. I just came back from a 12-hour night shift. And yeah, I'll still never get tired of thanking all of the channel members. The Musquire wizards you can see right here. Oh my god, don't they look delicious? You could almost eat them, but I just had a sandwich, so I'm not that hungry. And the Royal Guard that are scrolling across the screen right about now. And let's not forget the knights you can see in the description too. Thank you all so much for your continued support. It is very humbling, and Lord knows if it means I'm one step away from not working nights, I'm a happier man because of it. I want to put the image, you know, the night shift image. That's how I feel right about now, if I'm being honest. Okay, it's the life I chose. In the same way that you can choose between one of these videos. The top one is good, and the bottom one is also good, but it's on a different channel. Yeah, I have a second channel for extra stuff if you aren't aware already. Go check that out. There's plenty of Fortnite background videos for your enjoyment. And until next time, gamers, there's your lot.